Guys, Father's Day is coming up. And if you're looking for the perfect gift to give your dad, look no further. Help him step up his pocket game. The Ridge wallet, guys, it's light, it's sleek, it's industrial. And by the way, it doesn't fold and awkwardly bulge out of your back pocket. It goes into your front pocket. Ridge wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash that you need. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles. That includes carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy. You don't just have to take my word for it. There's over 40,000 five-star reviews. And I'll admit, I was skeptical at first. But once I tried it, I never went back to my old wallet. I'm sure you're going to love it, but guys, there's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, and I mean love it, send it back, you'll get a full refund. If you decide to keep it, and I believe you will, there's a lifetime warranty, so there's nothing to lose. Just go to ridge.com/Chael or click on the link in the description below. That's going to get you a special 15% savings for Father's Day. That comes with free worldwide shipping and returns. Do you guys put anything into the statement that Dana White made over the weekend? Dana said, I would like Jon Jones to fight someone at Madison Square Garden in November. What do you guys put into that? Because I felt like it got glossed over. I really do. And I feel at times, and maybe it's an intimidation thing, maybe the setting and you're dealing with the boss and it's just intimidating, but I feel as though many times we will have media that's present at events that are sandhaggins, that just are not following what is going on. We have an extremely clear statement 1 week ago. Extremely. 46 years old, I'm good at speaking, and I don't know that this could have said clearer. That Stipe Miocic has signed to fight Jon Jones, and that they're looking to do that in November. That was a week ago. So, when the question came up, or the statement rather, you could see where a reveal, you could see where it's a big deal, and the UFC has a way that they like to do these things. But a press conference with the boss, boy, that sure seems to fit the bill. And I had to sit back and put myself in check. Because I'm telling you guys that Stipe signed a week ago to fight Jon. Now, you've got to understand what that word means in our business. If you're on the telephone or your manager's on a telephone and two sides agree, you signed. And that is not what a signing is. That's a vernacular that we use. If you get a text message and your side agreed with this side, you've signed. That's what we'll say. That's the expression. So when word gets out and trickles down, it doesn't have to be exact. And I'm the same guy that came and told you they were signed and they were going to fight on December 10th. Now, I told you that because I got it from the greatest source out there, Ariel Helwani. So then comes around March 4th, and it's rumored that they're going to fight. But when March 4th comes and goes, now for sure they're going to fight in July, International Fight Week, to the point that there was even UFC artwork and graphics. Not only did the two fighters agree publicly on social media, but Stipe's side tweeted out artwork and graphics by the UFC for the fight. Now, Stipe could have a friend that does Photoshop and he put it together. We see these things all the time. That seems very out of hand for Stipe. So I believe that the UFC made that artwork. But then we get informed that the fight is not going to happen. So my only point is, here I am telling you that they're saying they're going to go fight in November. Man, I've told you this 3 other times, and I had it on the greatest authority that you could. And my source one of the times was Stipe and Jon Jones, who both said, right, it's one of these things with UFC artwork that, boom, that's confirmed, but not so fast. And moreover, I mean, right, when that fight happens, that fight doesn't happen, okay. I think that Jon Jones is very likely to fight Sergey Pavlich on August 28th, but we'll do that conversation another day. So now it's said that he's going to fight at Madison Square Garden, or at least they'd like him to. And that directly ties in to Conor McGregor and Chandler. You can't turn anywhere without seeing that one. And whatever information is out there, as far as Conor McGregor and Chandler, right? I can repeat. I got a really good memory. You guys could go to Google or you could come to Chael. I'm really good at just recalling things that I've heard before. But we were told 2 weeks ago that there was going to be a big announcement and there was going to be big shows in November and December. And when that information was given, that was directly tying into what card is McGregor going on and what one is Jones-Stipe going on. And it would appear when you talk about, I want to see Jon and I want to see him fight and I want him in November and I want him at the Garden, that, okay, great. For sure, though, Conor's not going there. So if Conor's not going there, it's going to be a big show in December and November. That would mean that Conor's going in December, allegedly, but he hasn't entered the pool. And per USADA, they're going to get in the way of him fighting. I just feel like that would have been really good backup questions. I think that it's an interesting thing. I don't seem to have the ability to tell you what Stipe is getting ready to do. I believed that he signed a week ago, but signed is a looser vernacular in our industry than it is most other places. I am very confident when I tell you, if that match doesn't get done in November, that match is not going to be looked at again. And you'll be able to insert Sergey Pavlich, which is going to be colossal. Right? It's going to be a very interesting thing, particularly the way that it could get made. And I'm just wondering what you guys think about it, right? It was a simple statement by Dana, but it was in conjunction with the quote that I just gave you, like to have Jon Jones fighting somebody. It only came 3 minutes after Jon Jones versus Tyson Fury was discussed. And, if there was any boxer that was going to come over to MMA, it would be Tyson Fury. And I invited Tyson to come on the show today, and I thought I was going to have him as a guest. I don't do a lot of guests. But I got word. I got word from Tyson. And the opinion that I'm getting out of England from one remove from Tyson is, hey, that's not what we meant. We'd rather box Jon, and we get where all the advantages come. But don't think that Tyson's going to turn this down. This isn't just going to be a cash grab. Tyson has been flirting and looking to do something like this for a while. This was even what he was going to do with Francis. And even if it was stand-up and pugilism, but they were going to clinch or they were going to grab each other here, they were going to do it with the little gloves like Tyson and Francis were getting ready to make up a game. They were going to do something different. And so the person I'm talking to is saying, hey, grappling and MMA like this isn't fully what Tyson was going to do. But there is a way to do this. And so the answer wasn't just flat no. And by the way, how much are you going to pay me is the same as no. When a guy says how much you're going to pay or you got to pay me, the answer is no. Don't let a guy chicken a way around it and talk about that. But that's not what Tyson did. What they did tell me was that there could be a conversation with a modification of the rules. And so I pushed back. I said, look, tell his camp from me, do not do that. Say no to the whole thing. Do not modify the rules. And the reason I say that, here's the problem. If you modify the rules, you would better win the game. There is no game on God's earth. If I make up the rules, I'm going to lose. Or I'm a fool. I'm just a doofus. And so that's my only point. Hey, if you're going to come over and you're an alt-right, if it's not what you do, don't modify the rules. Don't change it. You change the rules and you get beat. It's a lot worse than if you just come over, right? I mean, I'm just sharing that. If you're looking to do something different, if you want to show that you got the courage, like all of those things would do. And this is only going to be for conversation, right? Don't forget that. Like a guy that wants to try something new and a guy that wants to show the courage and a guy that wants to press in the headlines. that guy will get to first or second base, but believe me, he's not rounding them all. When push finally comes to shove, you're just not going to get that one done. But I will share for you that conversation was had, and 3 minutes later, a discussion is had about Madison Square Garden. No announcement of Stipe was made anywhere. No talk of my prediction that they're not looking at Jones and they're not looking at the Garden. They're looking at Australia and they're looking at the end of August and they're looking for the young Russian. So what do you make of it? Statement was made. I would like Jon Jones to be fighting someone in November at the Garden. But that is a synonymous term for saying Conor McGregor isn't fighting Chandler in November. Stipe hasn't signed. Sergey Pavlov's not part of this. You all are Sandhagens, and the only one that you can rely on to pay any level of attention is me.